Man, I want to talk about this Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter fight. Congratulations to Errol Spence on getting the nod by the judges. And listen, Shawn Porter won the fight, man. I had Shawn Porter up by 4 rounds when he got when he got knocked down. I had him up by 4 rounds when he got knocked down. Was that 8 or 9? One of those rounds. But no. Was it 10? It was one of those rounds. But I had at that point I had Shawn Porter up by 4 rounds. You know why? Shawn Porter out hustled him, Errol Spence in the first half of the fight. He out fought him in a lot of those exchanges. He kept turning Errol Spence on the ropes. Errol Spence kept falling for the same. Shawn Porter just gave a person, another elite fighter who's going to fight Errol Spence, show them what to do when they're on the ropes, because I told people Errol Spence does most of his devastating punches when people's on the ropes. You seen Shawn Porter was turning Errol Spence, and I told people, I said this like, man, I said this when when Errol Spence fought Kell Brook. I said all Kell Brook has to do is when he get on the ropes, turn him. Shawn Porter turned him, put him on the ropes, and then start punching him. He did that time and time and time. And people keep telling me that Errol Spence make adjustments. He didn't make one adjustment in this fight. Not one adjustment in the fight. Especially when he had Shawn Porter on the ropes. He never, I think one time he grabbed Shawn Porter and and Shawn Porter was unable to turn him on the ropes. But you can count like 10 times where Shawn Porter turned Errol Spence on the ropes and turned it around and started pounding on Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing I told people, counter Errol Spence when he goes to your body. Counter him up top. People people want to follow narratives. People want to fight narrative. People want to follow narratives like things can't happen. I've been in a boxing ring. I've been around boxing for a while. I even box myself. The best thing you can do to somebody that goes to your body is counter them upstairs, make them have something to think about so they won't go to your body as much, or won't go to your body as effective as they would if you didn't counter them upstairs. You have to get them something to think about. Y'all remember when Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford had that exchange, and Terrence Crawford said, don't be doing that body stuff. You know why Terrence Crawford was saying that? Because Terrence Crawford understands, I'm going to counter you upstairs when you go to the body. Because sometimes Errol Spence goes to the body and Errol Spence is squared up. He goes to the body and he's sloppy. Now, Errol Spence said, I was sloppy in this fight. And I told people, when he fought Mikey Garcia, he had a great jab. He came out with that great jab. Mikey Garcia was kind of small. Mikey Garcia couldn't get past the jab. I told people, Shawn Porter was going to be able to get past the jab. It's going to look like Errol Spence did not have a jab like he had with the Mikey Garcia fight. If you want to go look at this fight, I see this fight, Shawn Porter threw just as many effective jabs as Errol Spence. Took away Errol Spence's jab. See, this is how you make adjustments. Shawn Porter, Errol Spence was kind of finding the range on the jab in the first couple rounds, kind of landing a couple jabs on Shawn Porter. What did Shawn Porter do? He started ducking under the jab. He started moving side to side when Errol Spence was jabbing. Then Errol Spence stopped jabbing. That's making adjustments, ladies and gentlemen. Errol Spence is making an adjustment in this fight. He caught Shawn Porter when Shawn Porter was in the exchange. You know what I'm saying? That's why exchanges between two fighters is dangerous, because if you get caught in between the punch, you can get what Shawn Porter got. He didn't get knocked down to the mat, but he did. His gloves did touch the canvas. But I'm gonna tell you again. Just like that Barrios dude lost to that dude that only had 7 fights and 7 wins with 6 knockouts. That dude beat that Barrios dude. Shawn Porter beat, and it is what it is, man. I mean, you have to understand, when a fighter is a marquee fighter and he comes out second, he's going to get the nod on the judges' scorecards when it's a perceived competitive fight. I seen it as a competitive fight. It was a competitive fight as far as both men were there competing. Shawn Porter beat Errol Spence in 3 areas. He beat him in the footwork area. Errol Spence was off balance a lot in this fight due to Shawn Porter footwork, which people always mocking. I sometimes mock it, but I also say Shawn Porter got good footwork. I think he moves a little bit too much sometimes. In another department, Shawn Porter beat him in on the ropes. Well, that's what Errol Spence supposed to have the advantage. Shawn Porter beat Errol Spence on the rope, that on the rope fighting. Shawn Porter won that on the rope game. Another thing, Shawn Porter won a lot of the exchanges, period, in the fight. If you go back and look at that fight, see people talking about, oh, Errol Spence gonna walk through him, he's gonna knock him out. I keep telling people, when you at this level, very rarely do these fighters walk through each other. That doesn't happen. That doesn't. As Errol Spence start moving up in competition, which we all, people that know boxing, that have not, there's not just been looking at boxing for 5 seconds, understand when you move up in competition, the knockouts stop, the knockouts go down, because guys know how to protect themselves better, guys know how to fight much better. I thought, and again, Errol Spence, he said, hey, I look wild. You know why you look wild in there? Because Shawn Porter made the adjustments to make you look wild. Shawn Porter made you look wild. You know what I'm saying? And it's ironic that Errol Spence called Shawn Porter dirty, but Errol Spence was hitting that man low. He hit that man low about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Now, Shawn Porter complained about once, but he hit that man low a lot. Like, it was smart on his behalf, because you just trying to get to the body anytime, in any way you want. That's the referees. That's Jack Reese's job to tell Spence not to hit the man low. But he was hitting the man low. You was seeing in the replays. He was hitting the man low. But credit to Shawn Porter that he wasn't crying about it, because I don't like fighters crying about it. Let the referee handle it. I'm always on the side of letting the referee handle the fouls, unless you just want to foul somebody back. But let the referee handle the fouls. But let me know what y'all think, man. Shawn Porter won this fight. I'm out.